Welcome to the Performer Radio Show. Each week, we interview some of the most interesting people in the fashion and entertainment industries. Fashion and entertainment industries. Beautiful models, singers, comedians, dancers, fashion designers, actors, beauty queens, and many more. Right here on the Performer Radio Show.
Welcome, everybody, to the Performer Radio Show. Tonight we are live from Down Ultra Lounge for the Nouveau Networking premiere event, and let's take a look. And we're going to take a look around and show you what's going on. We're just getting started here. Actually, let's take a look at this. Okay, nothing going on there. They're getting situated, but people are just filling in the room right now. Marlena Garcia is responsible for this event tonight. She wanted to get people involved in meeting and getting together and working and collaborating and learning at the same time while having a good time. And we always appreciate when that is going on in our neighborhood. Right now I got Keelan. Why don't you get on here so we can why don't you get on there? No, sit down and get on there. No, not next to me. I need a friend. Come on. Joshua is upstairs doing his thing. And let's see. Well, there he is. Oh, he's taller than everybody else. There we go. There we go. Okay. Hi, Keelan. How are you? Let's see. You're number 4. Okay. How you doing tonight?
Pretty good. No, I'm not getting much audio right now.
Okay. Try now. Better. Anything?
Not just yet.
Not just yet. Better.
Test.
Yeah. Well, you're connected. I don't know what else I can say. Anyway, can you hear me at all?
I can hear you.
Okay, all right. So how you been today?
I've been good. I've been good.
Yeah? There's so much going on. Angela, why don't you sit down and say hello? Sit over here.
There you go.
Now, get in there, right there. Okay, let's see if I can get everybody in here. I never set up the cameras, so, whoops, wrong one. Okay, there we go. There's Angela.
What's up? How you doing? Pretty good. Yo, we love.
Baker. Yes, I'm on the air. What? Yeah, not yet, because we have to. We're on the air live right now. They will work. Angela, how you doing?
Oh, hi.
You're high.
Hi. No.
Well, that's a good answer to that question, I suppose.
Could have been.
Oh,
no.
That's good. Things are pretty hopping tonight, aren't they?
Yeah, this is super exciting. I was just talking to Marlena, this is such a good time. I'm super excited for her. I mean, I love clearly your support is clearly behind this whole shindig. But this is Marlena's initial networking event.
Right, exactly. We want to have a good one, pretty much,
Yeah, I'm super excited about it too. And I did my due diligence. I was on time. I got my girls back. And I brought my Scene and Style cards, so we are fully marketing.
That's excellent.
It's a networking event, right?
Right, exactly.
Networking.
That's what you got to be prepared when you do that. Hold on 1 second. We need some light. That's what it is. We need to see your pretty face, Angela.
Oh, we don't have light?
Yeah, that's why I was trying to. I just noticed that when we were sitting down. There we go. Oh,
hey.
that makes a world of difference. Doesn't it? Yes, it does. Okay.
Oh.
Okay, now we can see. That makes it so much easier. I don't know where I am in all of this, but I have to fix the cameras when they're going to be talking and everything else.
Come on
okay.
down, boo.
Boo, I love that.
Joshua, where are you going?
We're on the
live.
air.
Let's
we're live.
go.
Oh, well.
This is supposed to be your job right now.
She wanted me to announce her.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Well, there's Angela right there.
Hi.
There she is.
We're here networking, Scene and Style. Grab the book. Joshua forgot his. Unbelievable.
I haven't even got mine yet.
You know what? I'm going to have another book party. I really need to. So
Okay,
let's
that's good.
collaborate on that because I do have books. I bought books to have. And
That's
Michael,
good.
you are first on the list, to be honest.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much.
You are very welcome.
Joshua, how's it going upstairs?
I cannot hear a word you're saying.
Okay, I don't know why yours isn't working. He said that before too. Okay, hold on. Yours is number 4. So let's see if you're plugged in.
Can you hear me, Joshua? No, not at all.
Okay, hold on.
All right.
Let me try.
Oh, there was something.
Well, we'll let you off the hook because I was going to give you.
You hear yourself now?
I don't hear anything now.
Okay, hold on.
I can hear him.
Hold on.
Oh.
Now?
No.
What the heck?
Mike, check.
I think the cable's bad or something. Why'd you put the other one on?
Well, folks, we are here at Down Boston for Marlena Monique's initial events. This is super exciting. It's Nouveau, right, Michael?
Nouveau.
Ooh, I hear something now.
Oh, we hear you.
Oh,
Nouveau.
now it's cut out.
Oh, there I am.
So it's
Nouveau
the cable.
Networking. This is going to be awesome.
Nope,
I'm
now
super
it's out.
excited.
Maybe it was this one.
No, it's this one. It's definitely this one.
It's out. It's out.
Okay, let's go in the other one, Joshua. Leave that one here. Go in number 3.
Joshua.
Oh, he took off.
Later.
Okay, there's too much going on here. Hold on. Hello?
Trying to see if we can find somebody here for you, Michael.
I got a million things going on here.
I know,
Okay.
that's why I said, let me see if I can find somebody since we're live. Let me help you out, man.
Okay,
since
very good.
Joshua bailed. That's all right. So we have a great lineup. I was just talking with Miss Megan, who is got her Mass Fashion Week coming up. She's super excited. It's going to be at an art school. And she was telling me all about the fabulous things that are going to be happening. There's a lot of interactive fashion. Something about lipstick on ice and everything. I was like, all right, cool.
Lipstick on
right?
ice,
I was like,
okay.
I'm in.
Well, that sounds like something different.
It is. It does seem absolutely different, so that's super exciting. I know I saw Jeannie rolling around here somewhere. She's here.
Oh,
So we
okay.
got Art from the Heart designs in-house. Saw good old Sharon roll by in her bright red somewhere.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. We are having a slight audio problem. Sorry about that, folks. Trying to make corrections right now. Okay, here we go. There we go. All right, now we're cooking with some steam. Okay, sorry about that. We really had to rush to get everything done. It's a very complex setup down here. We have projectors. We have wireless microphones. Everything is a little bit crazy.
Yeah, it seems so, Michael.
One second. I'm also the IT person at the exact same time.
Of course you are.
Yes, of course I am.
Can she hop in? Yes.
Yes, I'll use that one right there. Hold on.
Oh, here she is, the woman of the hour.
Okay, Marlena, how's it going?
I'm doing phenomenal.
That's good. We had a little bit of a technical glitch when we started.
Hi,
but we're good now.
Angela.
Hello, fabulous. This is so exciting.
I'm excited.
You should be.
Yes,
And
I'm excited.
Folks, if you could only see the full dress. Oh, my God.
This has been in my closet for like 5 years, and I decided to bring her out tonight for y'all to see. And
She look good.
She does, yes.
well, thank you to my mother and my father, because without them, this wouldn't have been here. So thank you, Mom and Dad, for that. But yes, I found her in my closet. I was going to go thrifting. I was going to ask someone if I could use something of theirs, but I was like, no.
No, I got something.
We're going to take her out tonight.
She's been hiding in the back.
Marlena loves thrifting, so that's what she normally does.
Mm-hmm.
And that's actually becoming a lot more popular now, isn't it?
It's for the people. I mean,
Well, I mean-
recyclable clothes,
Yeah.
even if it's hand-me-down. Some people do not like the hand-me-down smell, and I get that. However, a good piece, you can retransform that piece if you have, other accessories, if you know how to sew.
Well, some fashions come back too, don't they?
Right.
I mean, you could find some real gems in the consignment stores and other places like that, which is fantastic.
Yes.
Everything always rotates.
Yeah, exactly.
It makes its way back down the line
Exactly.
for sure.
I mean, look at her. She's been covering the fashion scene for well over a decade now.
You know
And-
what's funny? I was just talking to Megan about this, that those damn beads have been in that walkway forever, because I just realized why I had seen those beads before. We're talking like 2013 maybe. Jackie Zook did a Boston Fashion Week show down here. Like, oh my God, I forget who showed, but I mean, I think Olga was a model. Like, it was
Olga,
one of
where
her
is she?
It was one of her first shows, I think. And then, oh, I forget who the designer was, but it was actually, we're talking like back in the day.
honestly, this is why I decided to do this here. This is a really, to me, if this been here for more than 20 years, it's historical.
Yeah.
Okay, people have moments here, they have celebrations here, and it's a really great place. I mean, there's a bar and a place you can eat upstairs. They have live events. It's a really great space, and then you come down here, it's a whole other different atmosphere, which is down. It's called Down.
We're down.
You're in the Down, and it does give that club vibe. So
It really does. It's chic down here.
I did not want it to be office-like. You know, we're not in a conference. I still wanted to keep the upbeat tempo of what you see on, you know, when you go out. You get more open. You're more willing to do more things when you're in the nightlife. So I know they had Women in Nightlife event. Like,
was it here?
Not here. But in Boston, somewhere around, and it's Women's History Month. I mean,
let's go, girl.
I definitely wanted to, you know, take up this space, and you know, and SJ, thank you, SJ. He's the owner of this place. He was very phenomenal to like even be in here for the nighttime awards and for Nouveau Networking. So I am very excited for what the people are going to listen to tonight. It looks a little empty, which we are not.
Everybody's upstairs eating the nice buffet you put together.
The thing is, it's all we care about is the message is going to be received. So whoever's going to be receiving this message, be open and, you know, be ready to get some meaningful knowledge.
Excellent. So we get 4 speakers tonight, correct?
We have 3 speakers tonight, and I will be the moderator.
She'll be moderating, okay.
But you'll see me up there speaking with them. It is going to be more intimate because I will be asking them questions and, you know, diving deep on their psyche, on what it's like to being in the industry. Okay.
Love it.
It's going to be a new turn because they're all professionals in their own way. So, you know, I can't wait for what the people are going to listen to.
Excellent. So what else do you got planned for tonight besides just the speakers? Anything specific? What do you know what you're, you know, kind of like inching towards?
Well, to network.
Okay.
To network, you know, bring your business cards, give it to everyone.
She's so prepared.
I want everyone to know. Yes, I want everyone to know who you are and what you do, whether if it's fashion, whether if it's entertainment, whether if it's film. The umbrella is endless, and we want you in the room, and it's a free event. Where can you go
you're covering everything.
We are. That's what we do.
Everything. That's awesome.
Well
okay,
said.
well, I guess we're going to get things started, right? How many more minutes are we going to be? It's 8:15 right now.
8:15 and 15 more minutes.
15 more minutes, okay.
Okay,
So I can chill with these people for a few more minutes. Joshua abandoned me.
That's all right. He has something to do. You want to come in? Okay. I have a fill-in.
We got another guest. Okay, that's fine.
Guest time.
So let's talk to Angela for just a quick second.
Sure.
Are you heading to the Liberty after this?
I am not.
You're not tonight.
I am burnt out, Michael. I'm burnt out.
Okay.
I am. I'm hitting rocks here. But I was not going to miss Marlena's event. I would like to hit the Liberty, but that's just a little too late.
Yeah, it's kind of tough. We have so many things going on all at the same time tonight.
But the Liberty should be good.
We had the Mass Production Coalition doing something tonight. We had the Liberty, and we had our client El Mundo was also doing something tonight. El Mundo Boston. So,
oh wow!
All right, who do we have here? Hi, how you doing?
Hello. Rick Dumont.
Right. I remember you from the Christmas party in Boston. Okay, I remember.
How are you?
What's your name again?
Rick Dumont.
Rick Dumont. Okay, Rick. And you're in the film business, right? Or
I am,
industry?
and I was actually just over at the mass production gathering.
Okay, so you came from one to another. That's okay.
Yeah, I skipped
That's
out
real
when
networking right there.
You know,
folks.
when the panel discussion started happening, I'm like,
yeah, you didn't want to listen to that
I want the networking and meeting people.
You'd rather come here and meet people. And, so what do you do, Rick?
I am an actor. I'm a writer, producer. I shoot fashion shows. I've produced some fashion shows in the past, and
so what have you produced that were fashion based?
I produced a couple fashion shows up in New Hampshire several years ago that were benefits for homeless organizations up there.
Very cool.
Oh, cool.
And one of my crowning achievements with that was that I got Betsy Johnson to donate a couple dresses for auction.
Before her store went belly up, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's funny. A funny story about that.
2010s.
She was the very first Boston Fashion Awards winner for retailer.
No kidding.
Betsy Johnson?
Betsy Johnson was, right. And because she had the store up on Newbury Street. And that very same year, her store went under. I was like, well, that wasn't a good omen for the very first retailer.
She's doing all right, though.
She's doing all right, but I think
it's
she kind of
to get
extended.
Going on Newbury Street.
Yeah, she kind of overextended herself with the stores, and that was high rent places, and things weren't working fantastically. We can't put the mics on because they go through the system. So when you're ready to talk, that's when we'll put those mics on. Okay, so that's otherwise we'd be hearing all that at the same time. So everything has to go through this because we have the projector, but they'll see it all. We got cameras all over the place.
Paparazzi everywhere.
Paparazzi everywhere. I'm talking about the video cameras.
Michael is always everywhere. Any event that is going on when there is a camera somewhere.
It's great to capture it all.
It is.
I mean, have you seen the documentaries that, whether the music or otherwise, and you see all this old footage of a band in the studio, a band driving down the street or walking on the beach or whatever, and you're like, who thought to have a camera there?
Yep, exactly.
It's great to have that.
Tis true.
30 years from now, you want to look back.
Of it, yeah.
Right? History.
Well, it's funny that you say that. Here, I don't know if we've officially met, but
we have not.
I'm a fashion writer.
Very
I just published Angie.
Pleasure.
Scene and Style. Nice to meet you. I just published a book in December because I realized I had been publishing my fashion articles for 10 years. Mm-hmm. And we were just talking about how I came down here and kind of got thrown back a little because I realized those beats. I was down here from 2012 for a fashion show, a Boston Week fashion show, and I was just like, oh my God, I completely forgot about that. But it's in the book.
Nice. That's awesome. How long's the book been out?
Since December.
Right on. Congratulations.
Yeah. Michael missed my party.
Check it out. So
not on purpose.
When you say you did right, I missed it too, so I'm sorry.
I know. Well, I'm going to have another one because he's on the first list for the book.
I sent a good replacement.
You sent an amazing replacement.
Okay, she took care of things.
She took great photos.
Nice. Exactly.
Yeah. I have to have you on my
Besides,
podcast.
who would rather see me? Who would you rather see walking through the door, myself or Marlena?
Honestly, Michael,
she dressed the part. Come on, I would have been like this. I would have been a scrub looking like this.
Michael,
I was
it was
working
a
all
family
day.
party.
Cheers.
Dude, that's how I felt. I went to a Soho rooftop kickoff the New York Fashion Week party a couple of years ago, and I felt the same way you did, walking in there going,
underdressed.
I am a scrub. These are the most beautiful people on the planet.
Hey, I did dress up once this past year.
Did?
Okay, I did dress up.
Michael actually won the Icon Award this year.
Fashion icon, believe it or not.
For
I believe
production.
it.
Well, you're a fashion icon too, Angela. From what I heard.
Yeah, something like that, I guess. We got two icons sitting here.
Yes, exactly.
I'm honored to be part of this.
Two Boston
Well, we're
fashion
honored to
icons.
have
I'm not exactly an icon.
So we
but
should
maybe
shout out
someday.
to Vava Zadi for giving us those beautiful fashion icons. They were gorgeous too.
It was a gorgeous trophy, yes.
Yes, it is.
It was nice to see. Michael actually runs the Boston Fashion Awards.
Right on.
So it was nice to see Michael dressed up in a suit. Him and Marlena matched. It was adorable.
Oh, that's adorable.
Kind of cute,
so
wasn't
good.
it?
Yeah, it really was. It was
I
so
actually
great.
had to buy my outfit based on hers, not the other way around. Usually you're like, oh yeah, I want you to match my outfit. And I was like, no, okay, I'm matching your outfit. But
That's enlightened as well.
I mean, I had the dress shipped up from Florida for her, from Isabel Lopez.
Yeah, Isabel Lopez.
Yeah, so that dress took a
perfect person to
took a
be
nice
doing
vacation.
that. I mean, Marlena is amazing.
How do you know Marlena?
Funny story. She and I used to work security together, same security company, a few years
Marlena
back.
was a security guard?
She was a security guard. Yep.
Whoa.
Yep.
Actually, I could see that. You pushed the wrong button and you're not getting the right girl.
No, yeah, right. But we ended up talking at one point, and she told me the story of we were talking about pets and dogs, and my dog was sick at the time, and her dog was not feeling very well either. So we talked about how I was giving my dog mushrooms, not psychedelic, but certain types of mushrooms, medical mushrooms, to try and get her back to through her pancreas, splenetic cancer, and when she ended up passing, I gave what was left to her dog. But that's how we kind of met.
That's awesome.
We clicked, and then all of a sudden she disappeared from the security world, and I'm like, what the heck? And I saw her on Instagram going, oh, modeling, yeah, of course. That's where she belongs.
She does. I'm glad she got back into it. Michael,
Yes.
it was hilarious. I came across a video of Marlena from like 2017, 2016 of modeling at Joe Malika's show. It was so cool.
Yeah.
It was because I sent it to her. I was like, damn, I guess
she
we've known
mentioned that.
I guess we've known each other longer than we thought, because I definitely did not know her
I was
when
there
I
too
took that
that
video.
night, too.
You were, yes, you were. You were in the press pit.
Right. I was with Bianca Reyes
Yep.
and Andrea Cadigan. We were doing the red carpet as well as the shooting the actual show. I do remember that. It was up at the Hilton in Woburn or
Yeah,
something
so
like that?
Woburn, yep.
Yeah, Woburn.
Yep, that's exactly where it was. And I was just like, I came through, you know how your Google Photos gives you memories and
Sure,
stuff?
right.
And I was like, oh my God, Marlena. She looked like a little kid. I was like, this is so cute. It's like Marlena.
Well, technically, she was a little kid
She
at that
was,
point,
yeah,
yes.
yeah, she definitely was. But it was just fun to say, you know how you go back and see those types of memories.
And,
I was
and
like,
it's like,
wow.
I can't believe it's been this many years.
Yeah.
You know, that's the weirdest thing.
Tis true, tis
You know,
true.
I look
Yeah,
back and
I
think-
met her when she just turned 20, so she was probably about 17 back then. Yeah,
Yeah,
17
probably. Yeah, she was
Yep.
just a kid. You
Well, I
can
mean-
see it too. She was just so young, and she had her blonde bangs.
Still doing what she's doing, right?
Yeah,
And she's
she's
still
a
doing
great
it.
model. I
She
told
really
her
is. And a great spokesperson, too.
Yes, she
Does a really
really
good job
is.
with that.
very
as
much
well.
so.
Well, we've been working on that for quite a few years now, and she's coming into her fruition now.
I'm trying to drag her into acting a little bit more.
Acting?
She was going to be in one of my films recently, but scheduling conflicts didn't
Very
work
cool.
out. But yeah, I'd like to have her in front of my cameras at some point.
She would do well.
Yeah, she is a busy girl, and
Very,
I should
very
know that
busy.
because I'm
Present
keeping
well.
her busy.
Well, that too, but I mean, just
It's all
her
my fault.
ability
It's
to,
all my fault. Blame
to,
me.
to create,
It's all my
Yeah.
fault.
perform.
This is partially my fault too. She came to me with this idea and says, "We got to roll with this."
Dude, I
She
love
wants to-
what you guys are doing.
Yeah, she
Right?
wants
Why
to get
not?
people together and and have people that have never met each other get together and learn about each other. They're like, okay, yeah,
Right.
all right, you two just met. Now all of a sudden you're best friends, right?
Oh yeah.
Of course you are.
This is
we're
just
gonna
the
have tea
beginning.
tomorrow,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
BFFs, right? Tea tomorrow, exactly. But in the city of Boston, I mean, people say, "Oh, it's a small city," but there's still a lot of creatives around here.
Yes, there are.
Okay, and there's plenty of creators you haven't met that might be interested in what you're doing, or you might be interested in what they're doing.
Absolutely.
You could learn things that you haven't learned before. We've got photographers here, videographers here, models, designers, all kinds of fashionistas.
And
So,
if you
yeah.
think about the amount of A-list talent that has come out of Boston, New England
Yeah,
area,
absolutely.
is huge
Right.
in all industries.
Tis true.
Not just music, not just TV, it's everywhere.
Right, exactly.
Where we have this pool of our farmland is really strong. and healthy.
Oh, you know what we need to do? We need to give a shout out to a big dog. It is it's Jay Cauldron's birthday.
Right, I saw that.
Boston
He's
Fashion Week founder
take a
Jay
look.
Cauldron.
Spin around
It's his
here.
60th birthday.
doing that.
Happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday.
Jay!
Happy birthday, Jay, Boston Fashion Week founder. Okay, here we go. We got to get this party started.
We're going off the
Are
air?
we going?
I think we are. I think.
All right, and
Fairly
we're
well,
off.
folks.
All right,
Thank
folks.
you.
We're going to get this going here.
I don't want to.
Okay, hold on, folks. We got to have the microphones turned on in the booth. It's on. Yep, it's on.
Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Check 1 2 1 2 1 2. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
Now Joshua does not know that we can actually hear him. Okay, I'll have to go check this out. Sorry, folks. Be right back.
On it. Test.
Check 1 2. 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 Check. Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
Check. Sorry about the issue, folks. We're going to check and see why we can't get the mic on the house system. But we are getting it here. No problem. Okay. We apologize. Check. Yes, I know it was working. This is our plug-in right here. That's mic 1. Okay, check 1 2. Check. There we go. Okay, folks. Check 1 2. Sorry about the feedback.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. Please take your seats. DJ, you can keep the music going a little bit in the background for me, but keep the microphone high. All right, it's about that time, everybody. Please take your seats if you're already not sitting. If you are sitting, thank you. Hopefully you all had a chance to go upstairs and help yourself out to the free buffet, right? It was pretty good, right? You had pretzels? Okay. Pretzels are good. They need some, it was too dry. They didn't have any little side mustard there. They just put the shit out there and ran off in the other direction. There was mustard. Sandra ate it all. That's what happened. All right, everybody, please take your seats. If you haven't gotten a drink yet, please do so now. If you need to go to the ladies' room or the men's room, please go now. Come on in. Don't be shy. We want everybody sitting closest up front here. It makes it for the speakers to feel more engaged with the audience when you're sitting really close. We're really excited to have you all here this evening. The organizers are really wonderful people. We want to go ahead and thank Mike from Performer.com back there, everybody. We want to thank him. Please put your hands together for Mike. He works so hard at these events, whether they're networking or the fashion awards or whatever we're doing. He's schlepping all the equipment, but he's got helpers back there. He's got Keelan back there. Yeah. And then eventually we always end up with somebody else helping.
Thank you, Joshua. Appreciate it.
Well, you know, we want to go ahead and thank Richie Beats. Please put your hands together for Richie Beats. And his mother, Mama Dukes. She also DJs. And she's in her 70s. Yes. We all have a performance show, the three of us. So they DJ for me and my team, and they're just wonderful people. We also want to go ahead and thank the bartenders back there, everybody. Put your hands together for the bartenders. Listen, don't be cheap out there, okay? Make sure you tip her well, all right? It's going to be because of her you get so messed up tonight. I was going to swear, but I didn't think that was appropriate, okay? We're here tonight to have some guest speakers. We got the founder and the hostess with the mostess. I can say that, right? That's appropriate these days, right? She's a wonderful woman. She's been working with Michael and the Performer team for a number of years, handful of years. She's an incredible force in Boston, both in fashion, now in networking. You've all have probably seen her out and about. For all you regulars, right? This looks like a regular crew over here. I don't know you guys, but you should get involved. You guys look new. Let's get you involved. Don't be shy if you want to get your picture taken with one of these people. They love to put the camera in your face so we can get you out there and let everybody know that you were here at the event. But we're very excited here tonight. And I'd like to go ahead and introduce the hostess tonight, Marlena Garcia, everybody. Please put your hands together. Where is Marlena? She's in the bathroom, of course. It's always the way, right? Big show going on, and she's like, I better go just in case, right? As they say, if you don't have to go, try. Right? You get ready to take a big road trip, and they're like, you better use the bathroom. And you're like, I don't got to go. 10 minutes you're in your car, you're like, I should have gone to the damn bathroom. So my motto is, if you don't have to go, you try, okay? Well, once again, we'd like to welcome the hostess of the evening. Everybody, please put your hands together for Marlena Garcia. We can't hear you. One more time. That's right. Marlena, here you go. The stage is yours.
Well, it's phenomenal to see everyone here. Thank you. My name is Marlena Garcia, and welcome to Nouveau Networking. I am going to be staying on script, so I got my handy-dandy papers. Bear with me. We are excited for you all to hear our meaningful, 3 amazing speakers. So, 1 minute, okay? Take this. Okay. You know how the deal is. Okay. Some of you have met me walking fashion shows, operating backstage, but with her head cut off like a chicken, representing a brand or an organization, or being a fellow member of this community. But tonight, I am stepping out of my comfort zone. We are so excited, like I said, for you to see these wonderful people. So please be open to what you're about to hear. Nouveau Networking is a dynamic platform that fosters meaningful connections. We see the meaning of recyclable systems and implementing them in soft skills. This is the underlying root of the philosophy of self-development. It goes beyond traditional networking. You're probably asking yourself, what does this look like in real time? For example, sharpening your resources, whether through education, mentorship, shedding away old habits, or what I like to call being fed to the sharks. By bringing together industry leaders, pioneers, and game changers, Nouveau Networking is creating a space for individuals to share knowledge, learn a new skill, and create goal-oriented partnerships. The powerhouse behind Nouveau Networking is PerformerMedia, leveraging talented individuals and industry professionals and creating strategic opportunities. PerformerMedia produces engaging events, immersive storytelling, and adaptability. The goal is simple. PerformerMedia is here to empower, evolve, and elevate together. The hard truth about self-development is that no one talks about the in-between. How do you start? Why do you keep going? And what's so impactful about it? We are often cringing at the thought of our own battling story. For example, getting uncomfortable, doing something you've never done before, realizing motivation will not always be there. It can get lonely. You probably have heard the famous saying, it's lonely at the top and crowded at the bottom. Rejection and failure come in the process, and the growing pains never stop. Lastly, while you gain skills or success, it's also about healing past wounds, breaking cycles, and becoming emotionally intelligent. Self-development is not a one-time achievement. It's a continuous mind resetting. It's about challenging yourself, evolving, and being open to learn from people around you. We encourage you to think about your journey tonight, where you started, where you are now, and where you want to be. As you engage with others tonight, ask yourself, what can I offer to these people in this room? Why is growing your entrepreneurial spirit so important? Who here might help me? And how can I get out of my comfort zone by learning new perspectives and skills? True networking is not transactional. It's transformational. And self-development is not only about absorbing knowledge, it's about applying it, pushing boundaries, and taking action. I challenge each of you to make at least one meaningful connection that will contribute to your growth tonight. Your network should not just be a list of contacts, but your asset. A living, breathing ecosystem of your growth. Too often, we are looking at networking as a new follower, typical. But it's much more deeper. Let's be real. Education alone can feel slow, with no flow, and stagnant. And entertainment alone can be overshadowed and lack substantial meaning. That's why entertainment is essential. With creativity, you are captivating, engaging, and most importantly, making what you do easy. Nouveau Networking is here to ensure that every interaction is enriching and inspiring. So tonight, as you connect, share, and create, remember the power of education with entertainment. It's not about what you know or who you meet. It's about how you elevate each other. You may have something that someone needs, and they may have something to offer you as well. Until you get yourself out there, Nouveau Networking is encouraging you to stay determined, spread your divine energy for far more greater opportunities that you have ever seen. We are honored to introduce 3 incredible leaders who embody the spirit of self development. Each of them has dedicated their journey to personal and professional growth while mentoring and uplifting others along the way. But before we bring them out, we want to have the courtesy and openness for these individuals. Jasmine Miranda, founder of Galdemode Fashion and Production Consultant. Megan, CEO of Mass Fashion Week and educator. Friedrich, mentor and content creator. Individuals don't just lead. They listen, they adapt, and they elevate others, embodying grace and generosity. When you meet them, you'll see that they are not just accomplished professionals, but also down-to-earth, purpose-driven people who believe in the power of collective growth. Disclaimer, some of you may agree or disagree, but the reality is this: no single person holds all the answers. As leaders, when we come together, we become a force, like the Avengers. No one towers over the other. Instead, we complement each other. True leadership isn't about being the best alone, but about lifting others while continuing to grow. In any industry, reputation and integrity matter. When coming into any room, we must respect how every person comes and shows up. Whether you believe you can do it better or not, the key is simple. Be better to yourself so you can show up and be better for everyone else. That is an essence of strong leadership: collaboration, respect, and a continuous pursuit of self-improvement. We are going to do an icebreaker, okay? I know you're all looking at me. What's next? There is a pen and paper underneath your chair, okay? It's gonna be underneath. If the fellows wanna help the ladies get the paper, at every table there's also a card and a pen. In this icebreaker, we encourage you to take a moment and think about one word that represents what you want to gain from networking, okay? Whether that is money, friends, your future wife, your future husband, your next business deal, or being a part of the community, put that word on that card, or you can keep it in your head, fair enough, or you can write it on your phone. We're flexible here. And use that word to feed that. Feed that when you leave tonight. Share it with someone else. If someone asks you, what was your word? Share with them. Let them know what that word meant to you. It's okay if you wanted to be short. You wanted me to read it? Oh, I love this one. She said growth. That's amazing. And she didn't have to share that with me. But whoever's right next to you, if you never met with that person, Sharon's so funny. She said money. But whatever this means to you, whatever you can take tonight, use that word and keep feeding that word. I'm going to give this back to you. Everyone looks fantastic tonight, and thank you for driving here. We appreciate your time, and we hope you arrive home safely. If I don't see you and I don't meet all of you. Now, are we ready to absorb some insightful knowledge, exchange ideas, and embrace new perspectives? Let's step right in to our Nouveau Networking seminar. Each panelist will be answering a series of thought-provoking questions related to personal and professional growth. We recommend to take notes, reflect on what resonates with you, and most importantly, stay open to the paths of these individuals. As we move along the discussion, think about their insight and how it applies to your journey. What steps can you take to take advantage of your authentic career, your passions, and your personal life? What lessons can you implement immediately? We will be back shortly, but stay tuned and get ready to be inspired. Thank you.
Okay, we are live right now from Down Ultra Lounge in Boston. I run right underneath Howl at the Moon. This is Mike Zotos for Performer.com. The whole room can hear me now because we're feeding in through the whole entire system at this point. We have a couple of great guest speakers coming up, so please stay tuned for that. And then we'll have more of Joshua and Marlena and the whole crew right here from Down Ultra Lounge. Stay tuned.
Coming. Fabulous. Yes. Yes. Did you eat something? It's okay. It's so greasy.
Okay, we are back. There we go. Hey, Mackenzie is here with us. Figured a way we don't have to feed the room. 1 second here. Here we go. I'll put this up. Okay, there we go. Okay, I think we got everybody here. How are we doing? Okay.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
So, tell us where you're performing and what's going on. Like, what's your little
Hi.
mini Boston tour schedule like?
Okay, so things have been a little slow with the winter, but they're slowly speeding up with
Okay.
summer and spring coming ahead.
Now, you just did some sort of fashion thing.
I did.
I saw you dressed in some sort of
Yes.
white wedding with a veil.
Oh
what
my
was
gosh!
that all about?
I know that was my first time putting on a wedding dress.
What
I
was
felt,
that? What was that all about?
That was the Fitchburg State Fashion Show.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Who hosted that?
That was Valerie.
Okay.
Valley Girl Adventures.
Okay. I don't
Yes.
know her. Okay.
But Marlena was there as well.
Okay.
So I'm
All
excited
right.
to celebrate her night tonight.
Okay.
This is so
yes.
cool.
Yes. Getting some feedback and insights, almost like a TED Talk.
I know.
Okay, guys.
I'm going to learn
unfortunately-
something. I'm gonna learn a lot of
Unfortunately, we're going to
things.
have to go back to the live. Here we go. Whoops. Here we go.
Okay.
Feedback.
Sorry about that. We're going to be encouraging everyone to take a seat. Tell them. Okay, are we ready for our first panelist? Okay. Our first panelist is the founder of Gaudamode, a visionary force in the fashion and production industry. She has dedicated her career to helping brands and creatives bring their ideas to life, curating immersive fashion experiences, and offering expert consulting within the industry. Jasmine's work is rooted in self-expression, creativity, and growth. What started as a fashion inspiration in a blog page on Instagram 7 years ago has now evolved into GDM World, a platform where creatives can experience fun, freedom, and fulfillment through the lenses of fashion, film, and professional development. Born and raised in Boston, Jasmine is a proud Cape Verdean woman of faith and an entrepreneur, podcaster, and a leader who wears many hats. Her mission is to empower others and bring their creativity and purpose alive. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Jasmine Miranda. Thank you. Our second panelist is a powerhouse in education, fashion, and empowerment. She is the CEO and founder of Massachusetts Fashion Week and Mass Fashion Education, a college professor, and a PhD candidate in educational law. With a background as a K-12 educator, Megan's passion for learning led her to higher education, where she has dedicated her career to making education more accessible and advocating for students with disability. Her work bridges the gap between education and opportunity and ensures that learning is impactful. Beyond academia, Megan is a creative visionary, building platforms where creatives and entrepreneurs can thrive. She is committed to bringing fashion, creativity, and entrepreneurship to the forefront, empowering others to turn their dreams also into reality. Please join me in welcoming Megan Berner. Our third panelist, as a visionary entrepreneur, creative artist, and a founder of Nova Fly, he infuses non-duality with business strategy to unlock success. As a mentor and speaker, he has become a driving force in Boston's creative and entrepreneur scene, fostering collaborations that uplift, inspire, and transform. Through Nova Fly, he and his team offer one-on-one consultations and group discussions, guiding individuals to uncover the missing link to their growth and self-mastery. Known as the Wolf of Boston, he is a storyteller, strategist, and mentor who has built a powerful brand through content creation and innovative thinking. His expertise is personal branding, creative direction, and professional development. He has helped countless individuals elevate their careers. His journey is a testament to the power of consistency, resilience, and the impact of sharing knowledge. He is not just a founder and a salesman. He is a leader, mentor, and a trusted friend to many. Let's have a warm welcome to Frederick Joseph. Yes. So Richard, we can put some tunes in the back. But yes, thank you, everyone. Thank you, my trustees. Yes. Do our mic work?
Hello.
Mic check.
Hey.
Okay. So this would be typically a conversation we would have in like a broadcast or a podcast, but we are going to be intimate, and we're going to talk about some, like I said, thought-provoking questions, and each and every one of them are going to answer those questions. Are you ready? Yeah. The first one is for Jasmine. When you first started in the fashion and production industry, how did you balance your professional growth with the demands of building your career?
I feel like they all coincide with one another. Personal development is a part of who I am and how I got here within building Mode, networking, just collaborating with other individuals. I would say that, and it's also trade-offs to which one aligns more, what makes more sense. I feel like that is how I balance it, is just knowing what is going to be of value more. But they all coincide with one another.
Yes. So that made you feel grounded and stay grounded.
Yeah.
Collaborating.
Yeah.
Reaching out to your community and being part of that.
Yeah.
Nice. In any industry that moves so quickly, how did you create an environment that nurtured your creativity and supported your growth?
How did I create an environment that nurtured my community? Yeah.
Your environment.
My environment. I would say networking for sure. I've always been a person that loved to just do new things, be adventurous. I was always shy. I used to be shy. And it wasn't until I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna start living my life for me, and I'm gonna start doing the things that I wanna do. And one thing led to another, and as I kept meeting individuals and the personal development aspect, I realized that people just want a community, and people just want to feel like people. So it was all about getting to know people, understanding what they wanted, understanding what they needed also. And then through that, I was able to create GDM World, where I could bring creatives together and they can meet other like-minded individuals and share an experience that's never been experienced before, and they feel inspired and motivated to just do what their heart desires. Yeah.
That sounds like you had a right team, a strong mindset, and structuring your workspace. As consulting in this industry and being a leader, how do you measure your progress in becoming the best version of yourself? A little example, how do you track your growth and ensure that you stay focused on your true vision and values despite the ever-changing landscape of fashion and production?
Well, I feel like I've always had trouble tracking my growth. I'm like, oh yeah, I did that. Okay, whatever. Like, that's not much of a big deal, but definitely having a team of people that you work with. I invested in a life coach. I have mentors, so just having other professionals that have done the things that you've done that are more successful than you, and just meeting with them and delegating certain things, and a lot of introspection also. Just like, how can we grow? How can we do better things? What am I not doing that's not in alignment? Just like really seeking that mentorship is so important, especially as a creative or any individual necessarily. It's just going to that person to help you see, like, okay, this is where you're at, all those things, because it could be hard. My mind can be all over the place sometimes, so, yeah.
I agree. That happens very often. Do you have 3 books or podcasts that you have read and that changed you over time?
Yeah. It's not really in order, but I read this book 3 times, and it hasn't even been a year yet. I always get it confused, because there's like the art of war.
The Art of War?
Or it's the War of Art.
The War of Art.
It's not by the Asian guy. It's by Stephen Pressfield. I always get it mixed up. It's the War of Art. But initially, it talks about resistance and how to beat resistance, how to fight resistance as a creative or just as an individual. That opened my mind up so much. And yeah, really, really great book. Another one is The Battlefield of the Mind by Joyce Meyer.
Battlefield of the Mind.
Yeah, that is really good, because every day is a war within our minds. So it's like just understanding how to just move within life and be the best that you can be, and have a correct mindset to do those things to be successful. And then the third one, a podcast, yes. Okay, I listen to a lot of podcasts. I would say Saved Not Soft by Emmy Moore.
Saved Not Soft.
Yeah.
And Jasmine, because she got GM.
I was gonna say me, but I'm like, no, let me not say me. But yeah. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Who do you go to for advice for a more productive lifestyle? Who do you go to?
My coach. My life coach.
Her life coach.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Any family?
I sometimes, but more so my life coach.
Your life coach.
Yeah.
Awesome. Love that. Do you envision what do you envision Gaudemo doing for the community?
Well, Gaudemo is all about fun, freedom, and fulfillment. So it's all about within either my fashion films, my events, or my magazines, or just like communicating with people. It's all about having them experience that world where fun, freedom, and fulfillment, and knowing that they are able to do whatever their heart desires, because I know life can be hard and it can be scary, and sometimes we don't know what we want to do, or we're afraid to embark on our journey of just our purpose. And through Gaudemo, it's giving creatives that outlet where they can be themselves. They don't have to be afraid. They can learn how to fight that resistance, because that resistance can win sometimes. So it's all about just offering that way, that door where it's like, okay, it's safe here.
Yes,
Yeah.
we love a safe place.
Yeah.
And how can people get in contact with you about this information, being involved with Gauda Mode or the GDM world?
I mean, Instagram. I think everyone has Instagram. So definitely.
Some people don't.
Oh,
some
sorry.
people don't have Instagram, so we can be mindful. What about Facebook?
Facebook. Yeah, you can find Gauda Mode on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and I think that's TikTok, email. Yeah.
All the credentials.
Yeah.
Well, before we head over to our next panelist, we are asking two audience members what they would want to ask Jasmine. Do we have any volunteers that would want to ask a question?
Hello. What is your goals for this year?
My goal for this year?
Yeah, like your projects.
Well, definitely catering more to the community. So one of my goals is to have a bigger master class where not only can creatives can come and learn, but they can network, they can have fun at the same time, and just whether it's finding next collaborators or friendships or mentors, I would say that is something that's in the works. And then another goal for Gauda Mode is to obviously expand through other cities, through other countries. Yeah, within collaborations. Yeah, let's see.
Do we have another one? Does anyone else? Yeah?
Hi.
Hi.
Good. Thank you for being here, by the way.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Y'all look great. My question is, because you said you have a life coach and a mentor.
Yeah.
Now, how did you go about choosing the right person or the right mentor, the right life coach, right?
Okay. I love that question. Honestly, I attracted that life coach. I've always had some kind of guidance, whether it was through programs, mentorship. There was a time where I didn't have that, and I was seeking that. I'm like, I don't know if I should get a therapist, like something, I don't know. But I just didn't know where to go. Granted, I was a part of a community of business people, and one man, he was hosting just like a Pomodoro effect class, I guess you can say. And he offered like, he does this every year where he offers like free life coaching or whatever. So I did it, and now I'm here. So it was just through, again, networking. I would say networking is huge. That's how I was able to find that coach, and just like even my mentor, networking. So I would say the more you network, the more things that you want will come to you. Yeah.
Hi. Actually, my question is directed towards the life coaching also.
Yeah.
What was one of the most important things that you learned from the life coach?
Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on, because that's a lot. The most important thing I've learned through life coaching. Wow. It's a lot. Okay, I would say one recent thing I've learned, which can pertain to a lot, like you can use this within your whole entire life, is visual mapping. So I remember I was doing my first online master class, and before this, I was a very shy person, like I said, and like in high school, I would stand in front of the class and I would like stutter, my face would get so red, and I would just forget everything, so I was kind of nervous, and he was like, okay, let's And it was like about Galdo mode, like the start of Galdo mode, all these things. And he was like, okay, you're outside of your house, you're about to walk in. That's like the beginning of Galdo mode. And then you walk up the stairs, and then that's the next level of Galdo mode. And then so on and so forth within each area of your house. That's a specific journey. And I'm like, wow, like that actually works, because whenever you're like speaking to somebody and you experience that brain fog, it's like, oh, you just go back to that house, and then you can easily remember like each specific thing, and like, you know, you could apply that to anything in your life. Yeah, I would say that's one thing.
Well, let's give a warm welcome to, she's already here. Give a welcoming round of applause for Jasmine. Thank you. Thank you, Jasmine.
Thank you.
Those are awesome. Okay, Megan. Hey. We have Megan here. What's one piece of advice or mindset shift you wish every aspiring model could embrace early in their career?
That's a good question. I think just even outside modeling, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a music artist, if you're a creative, my mentor in high school told me that you have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, because it's in the discomfort that you grow. And so, you know, through my various businesses and my journey, even in education and my career, when I feel a slight bit uncomfortable, I feel a little excited, and I lean into that uncomfortability because it means I'm growing in some capacity. And so I say, lean into that uncomfortability. Of course, make sure every opportunity, the things that you are leaning into, align with you morally and with your values. But I'd say lean into that uncomfortability a little bit. And this is just the marketing in me. Always have like a little signature when it comes to doing stuff. And so like, when people look at me, they'll see the blazer all the time. And just, you know, people call me Miss Megan, and they know I'm a teacher, they know I'm an educator, and just have a little signature. Like, if you look at a photographer, you can see that it's their work.
Right.
If you look at me, you're gonna be like, oh, it's Miss Megan, she's wearing the blazer. And with Mass Fashion Week, you'll see that pop of red and that boldness, that fire. So I'd always say add a little bit pizzazz, adds a little signature into your brand, for sure.
How do you help anyone that is a model or entrepreneur? How do you help them develop that in this competitive industry, whether if it's classes or someone that's seeking advice from you?
Yeah, I think, you know, when it comes to teaching, even outside of the modeling classroom, the one thing that I can help with and help bridge the gap, but something I can't fully teach, is confidence and mindset. And that's something that I try to instill in my models, my students, anybody who really comes in contact with me. I hope that I inspire them to be confident in themselves, to also believe in themselves. I think, you know, one thing is I can believe in a model. I can believe that they will be the next best thing in Paris and Milan doing all these crazy things. But if they don't believe in themselves, that's their own journey that they need to take. I can guide them. I can give them all the advice, but it's up to them really to really take it and apply it. So I would say mindset. You can teach technique.
Yeah.
You can teach somebody how to walk. You can teach someone how to talk. But it's really, how do you teach mindset? That's one thing I can't fully teach. And I hope that, you know, I can give some guidance along the way. And they take it, and hopefully they run with it, you know.
Running, they are.
Not in heels, though. That's dangerous.
We can, though.
We can.
We
Tate
can.
McRae did
We
that
can
whole
run
little-
in these heels.
Yeah.
Okay. Rejection, setbacks, and self-doubt are a part of the fashion world. Can you share a time where you faced a tough challenge or a failure? What helped you push through and keep going?
When it comes to being a creative, you know, there's so many blessings in being an entrepreneur. There's so many blessings in being a creative, a coach, a teacher. But there's also some moments, that really take resilience. And for me, that's happened a lot more so in this past year. Building Mass Fashion Week has been the biggest blessing of my life, but it's also come with some of the biggest negatives, if I'm being transparent. You know, people use the phrase, like, as you get bigger, like, if they're hating on you, that means you're doing something good. And I really hate that phrase, because you shouldn't really receive hate in order to be doing something good.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? People should just share love, share warmth, and share.
That's what we want from this
opportunity.
world.
Yeah, and collaboration. I've been in situations where I've had stalkers call after Fashion Week, and I've had to contact police. I've had stalker phone calls call my team members. I've had hate accounts the day of Times Square and say awful, awful things about me. I've even had like a former model come to our practice and one-on-one yell at me. And those situations are scary,
Right.
And you just don't know. Sometimes when you put yourself out there, you don't know what you're going to receive back. You pray for good, right? But sometimes you can get the opposite. And so those moments of resilience, some things that I give advice is just, number one, know yourself, know your worth. Because, for instance, if somebody said, Megan, your hair's purple, I'm going to be like, no, it's not. But if somebody said, Megan, you're a terrible person, I'm, of course, going to think about it, even though it's not true. So why am I giving that comment the same thought that I'm giving the comment about my purple hair the same thought? It makes no sense. So you have to know who you are and know your truth, and also understand that, you need boundaries. And I try to be so nice, and, I'm a believer in God, so I treat all my brothers and sisters the way I want to be treated. And even my niceness, something I've learned is my niceness needs boundaries. But I realize that those that get hurt by my boundaries are the ones usually breaking them. And so, with those boundaries, I feel like I'm building a better, safer, and a more beautiful community.
And stronger.
And the last two things I'd say, very similar. Just surround yourself with good people. I'm very grateful. And, in the good instances, in the bad instances, I run to my team, and they're always there, and they always have my back, and they'll be like, so what do we do? And I'm like, let's go get a biggie bag, let's cry about it, and then let's, work on how we're going to be better tomorrow. And then hobbies, of course. I think it's really important. I said this in my marketing class Tuesday, to disconnect in order to reconnect. So I do no phone time. I've been picking up hobbies like Pilates. That stuff kicks my butt. Been doing a lot of cooking or a lot of burning, whichever comes first. And of course, I've been writing music, and I have my new EP coming out this year, which is so exciting. And so just taking opportunities to just really do something for myself. And last but not least, pray. I literally pray on everybody. If it's good, if it's negative, if something bad happens to me, I'm just like, let me pray on you, because hurt people. And I just pray for all of them to be well and to find their light. So that was a really long answer, but I really think it's a really important,
it's very important.
Message to hear. So
yes, very important, very good. What helped you push through and keep going? No, you already said that. No, forget about that. No,
she
no,
said,
no,
psych. No. I would have answered it different, but it's okay.
She's so nice. Can you share a behind-the-scenes moment from one of your fashion shows or coaching sessions that truly summarizes why you do what you do, from moments to knowing the models on a substantial level? What can you tell me about that?
Season 3 was my favorite, which was last season. Hopefully season 4 will be my new favorite. I always aspire for the best, every time. I think season 3, it was right before the finale show. It was our first sold out Mass Fashion Week. It took 3 seasons, but we finally got to a sold out Mass Fashion Week. Ooh. And we had a full prayer circle right before the show. You were there, Baker was there.
He led
that prayer circle.
Yes. And
Linda
by
was
the way,
there.
He's fasting, so he's very spiritual.
But, having prayer moments like that, and really just, we're all hand in hand in unison, and, part of me is like, well, without Mass Fashion Week, I don't know if they would have met each other, and I just think that's a beautiful thing, that they stand hand in hand in unity, like, we're going to do this, and we're going to kill it, and thanks be to God. And I just think that's a beautiful moment. And then after that show, I just looked at my best friends, Dolly and Danny. I was like, was that really sold out? And I just looked and had this crazy moment, wow, that we actually did that.
Surreal.
Yeah. Well, sometimes with all the negatives, it takes 9 positives to correct 1 negative. And so season 3, I was like, no negatives, please. And so after that, I was like, okay, this was beautiful. It's a good feeling.
Yes. Thank you. Do you have 3 books or podcasts you have read that changed you over time?
This is going to be funny. I'm a teacher. I'm an educator. I'm also in school for my doctorate, and I don't read books. I don't read books. Podcasts, I call it habit stacking. So, on my drive to work, I listen to Powerhouse Women. If you don't listen to it, it's on all platforms, but she does give free workshops every 3 months. highly recommend. They're virtual, and I'll send them to my team and stuff and be like, hop in if you have time.
Do you have anything for the fellas?
Well, Powerhouse Women also does quantum leaping, how to, Powerhouse Women ain't just for the women.
Just so you hear women
so
doesn't mean you can't go
Exactly.
in there,
We're all powerhouses here. We have Empower Her, HBIC, Head Babe in Charge, and I also listen to Carrie Green's Christian devotional every morning, Start Every Day with God. So, yeah, those are 4. I know we asked for 3, but we always have to throw a little extra.
You're so generous. You're so generous. Okay. Who do you go to advice and recommendations to live a more productive life?
YouTube? No, I'm kidding. I really am just so blessed. I have such a good team behind me, and so, I'll go to specific people for specific things. When I'm talking about expanding, I talk to the whole team. When I need that extra push, like I'm taking that risk, I'll always go to Danny and Neff because they're calm and level-headed, and so they're like, this is a good risk, or maybe we should hold off on this, and so that's always great. Dolly and Jeremy, they always push me out of my comfort zone when it comes to style, how much I can really do. I got Royale and Valerie who push me to have boundaries, and so and then we have Trent, who's our rock star. So, I'm just really grateful to have them and go to them. And of course, I go to my parents. They're my best friend. My dad contacted me today and was like, I think I have somebody interested in Mass Fashion Week. I'm at work and I'm like, I can't answer the phone. And he's like, I have a model for you. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm really grateful. My parents support me. And my brother just tells people I coach. So he's there. Yeah.
Friends and family. Friends and family. How can people get in contact with you and know more about the information you have and get involved with Mass Fashion Week?
We have everywhere. Instagram. We have Instagram at Mass Fashion Week and at Mass Fashion Education. We also have the channel, Mass Fashion Week Community, where I just post opportunities for everybody. Lately, I've been doing a lot more of mindset and mental health kind of messages in the morning. You can find us at massfashionweek.com, which is also great. Facebook, TikTok, and always you can talk to me for sure. So, yeah. And how to get involved, just ask a question. That's my biggest thing as a teacher. Don't be afraid to ask a question. So,
Yes. Talking about asking questions, do we have 2 people in the audience that would love to ask Megan a question? Yeah? Okay. Since you're closer.
Hi, Megan.
Hey, Queen.
So what classes do you have planned to, in the near future?
Ooh. All right, I'll let y'all in on it. So we are starting a Runway to Reality workshop, which will be a 3-hour intensive workshop paired with other boss babes, things like that. We do also have some more expansion coming, of course, across states and across, state lines, which is really exciting. And more marketing classes. I did a Tuesday night marketing class, and I also went on Instagram Live. It was so much fun, and I really just want to get back into marketing because it's really essential for not just models, creatives, music artists, and everybody. So we'll have our model workshops, but we're definitely branching into more of the education for all and education for all creators. Yeah.
Cool. Second question. So it seems like when summer rolls around in the city, there's a Mass Fashion Week happening every single week. How do you delineate your Mass Fashion Week versus what other people are doing with their fashion weeks? How do you stand out? What are some tips and tricks that you have up your sleeve when it comes to that? How do you choose models? Kind of however much you want to unveil, just unveil it,
That's a loaded question. But I'd say the biggest difference between Mass Fashion Week and other fashion shows is the reason why I started Mass Fashion Week, to be transparent, is I got harassed at my workplace as a middle school teacher for being a model. And so I left K through 12, went into higher ed, and created a safe space for me to combine my 2 loves, teaching and modeling. And so Mass Fashion Week is actually an education program. So the models will get 6 to 10 hours of free education before their final show. So typically at fashion shows, you might sign up if you're a designer or a model. You might have a fitting that same day or maybe the week before, and then you're right on show. We take about 3 to 6 months. We build the models up, give them as many opportunities as we can, and then kind of what I say is the shows are like your final exam, right? Like towards the semester, and sometimes they come back and they want to grow with us. Some of them grow into the team. Some of them go and do their own things, which is amazing. So I think that's what makes us different, is that whole focus on education and building somebody up. Our models have gotten signed by agencies, have came back, have started their own shows, do their own thing, and so it's a beautiful thing to see. And how you can get involved, again, we have a casting coming up in July. And yeah, we'll always have something to do throughout the year. So thank you for your question. Thank you. Oh, and the tip to differentiate yourself, again, have that little signature on everything, have a little touch, and also have a memorable tagline. So little marketing tip.
I know this is a very loaded question, but what does art mean to you, especially through fashion, music, and all your different avenues?
Art means to me, and she has the camera like pointed like, here we go, Megan. Mind you, she's one of the lovely models in season 4, so love you. What art means to me is being confidently beautiful in my skin on the inside and outside. And so this year, I've really focused on music. My new EP coming out is really a little bit more personal, talking about some of the things I've gone through in my life, like having having a family member who has alcoholism, also dealing with, narcissistic people in my family as well, and just kind of growing through my music. And so that's my version of art and healing and going through. When it comes to fashion, it's funny, Megan, I was talking to Marlena on the phone. Megan would be wearing sweatpants right now, probably watching like Love is Blind. Miss Megan is like, I just want to show like a very empowered woman. As the first girl born in 32 years, fashion is my art. And, the guys in my life build houses, I build fashion shows. So hopefully I show that through clothes. Wait, we got one more question in the back.
No?
Oh, two. Oh, boy.
So I'm a teacher and a singer, too. I'm Music Mermaid, so I'm going to give you my information.
Yeah, of course.
And I just wanted to say that you are all inspirational, and I'm loving all the speeches, but my question to you is, what is your new EP coming out, and how can we find it and listen to it?
Okay. Wait. So my manager's here. Hey, Neff. Am I allowed to, like talk a little bit about, okay. So, let's get the thumbs up. So my new EP is gonna be called 911. 911 because over this past year, it's been an awakening for me. Healing through family traumas, personal traumas, growing out of really toxic cycles and kind of growing into myself. It'll be on all platforms. The genre that I sing primarily is alternative and pop, which is very different. People ask like who I get inspired by music-wise. I would say Teddy Swims, Jessie Murph, Tate McRae, Ariana Grande, and a little bit of Miley Cyrus. I love like that raspiness that comes with that. Exactly. I think we're gonna have to have a feature on my EP next. Yes, but that's where you'll find all my music. Will be coming out this year, and you guys might see me perform at Mass Fashion Week. So. Woo-hoo. On Instagram at Miss Megan, MAEGANNN. My mom put an additional A in there. My dad she was gonna put an H in there too, but he said I was gonna get bullied, so we dropped the H. So.
Thank you for those questions.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else? Yeah. Can we help? Like I said, I could run, but not.
I love questions. Thank you, everybody.
Hi, I'm so sorry. I have a lot of questions.
Hey.
In general, hi. I thought it was interesting when you talked about how you started in saying that you were maybe harassed because you were a model.
Yeah.
How do you deal with other people who maybe have a negative attitude towards models, or maybe look down on models in the same way that you were looked down on? How do you deal with that and having a business full of models?
I think the first thing that I needed to do was heal from my own trauma before I can help other people heal through theirs. I think that definitely was the first step, and it did take a while, to leave a job where I taught almost 700 students. I taught grades 6 through 8, business, digital literacy, and financial literacy. And so to leave that because of the situation, that was just a lot for me. And also, like, not all of my family believed in me being a model or even my business until this year. And so my biggest advice is, this is gonna sound really cliche, but like, step back and watch. And just really know who you are, know yourself, and push forward. And usually when people doubt me, I just respond silently. I pray on them and let my work speak for itself. And so I say that to all my models. If they get rejected, gotta know there's always 6 more yeses coming down the line that they just don't know. It's all in God's timing. So you just gotta wait. Yeah, thank you, next. As Ariana Grande said, thank you, next. Yes, thank you for that question.
Well, I love that you said that. For people, we tend to zoom in on our lives and just nitpick some things, and I do encourage to zoom out and look at it from a horizon.
Amen.
Thank you for that, Megan.
Thank you.
Okay, our next, but not least,
Hey.
Frederick.
Hey, what's up, guys?
He's so patient. Yes, he's going to close the door for the night, okay? 'Cause they don't only open the door, they close them too. Okay. What strategies, Friedrich, what they use, okay, so your self-mastery, what strategies do you give to stay motivated and push through obstacles even when things get tough? For example, how can they maintain motivation and perseverance through difficult times when it feels like progress is stalled?
Yeah, so I would say in terms of strategy, there's plenty of things you can do. But the whole point of just, I guess, Nova Fly is to share with you how you can just go within, right? And when you go within, you have a realization that when you're going out in the world and chasing all your goals and chasing all your desires and dreams, these things aren't really fulfilling, you know what I mean? Like, eventually you'll still find a void within. And so the whole point, I don't want to sound cocky here, but 99.9% of the population of Earth, everyone's objective is to find the truth of themselves or fill the void. Right. Or realize the void was never actually there. You just thought it was there. You know what I'm saying? So strategies that we can use is we just go back to the simple experience of our reality right now. And self-inquiry is one of the biggest things when you really just sit down and just examine your experience. But when you do that, you realize that experience is very simple, right? You're just aware of reality, right? You're aware of the experience of breathing or a sensation of a body. You're aware of seeing, hearing, touching, tasting, smelling. You're aware of thoughts and imagination. And so that's simple, right? It's ABC 1, 2, 3, at least for me. But unfortunately, in reality, we've all been conditioned from very young, like church, religion, family, society, media, to believe reality to be one way. But that way is not necessarily true. And so it just goes back to the simple experience. But one strategy that I use and my mentor taught me, it's breathing, right? Like, I dare anybody here to stop breathing for 10 minutes. Like, what would happen?
Y'all pass out.
You're out of here. Or even worse, you die, right?
Right.
So, like, breathing is literally what anchors your consciousness to the body.
We take advantage of breathing.
You know what I mean? And it's one of those things where if you focus on it, like, knowingly, or put more attention on it, then from there, you'll be able to... So, like, here's the thing, right? So, usually when we have a fear, right? It's just a thought that's describing a story that you don't like. And then you feel or believe it to be true. And that's what fear is. And so what breathing does is it allows you to take your attention away from the story and just go back into the body. And just go back into the present, here and now, right? And then once you're in that space, you just step back and realize that I'm only aware of breathing, right? It's just an experience that's happening. I'm only aware of it. And then you step back one more time and just become aware of just being aware. That's like that's the truth right there. Become aware of being aware. Once you're at that point of view and you're just in the breath, just locked in, then because your attention is not on the story, you can now go to a new story that you prefer. You know what I mean? You choose a thought, right? It's
What they like to call Delulu. Yeah.
Hey, you know, there's a lot of names for it.
But I love how you said you're breathing, but then also understanding what you're listening to, what you're tasting.
Oh yeah,
how you're.
It's a full experience. Like even in this moment, like I don't know if you guys can notice, but I'm extremely conscious right now. Like I'm listening to the music, the sound of your voice. I can see the people, the colors, the dimensions. I can smell my cologne or whatever. I'm just like lost in that. You know what I mean?
Right.
And when you get lost in that, you almost lose your self-identity. Because your identity really only exists in thinking. If you go back to the breath, you have no identity. You're just
breathe.
Pure experience, you know what I mean? Pure being. So that's a cool strategy that I use, just breathing, taking attention back to the source, and then from there, launching back into whatever state of consciousness or whatever thought you want, whatever desire.
Okay. Love that.
Just so you know, Marlena, Friedrich's PowerPoint is up on the screen, too.
Oh, did you want to see the PowerPoint? Can we see it real quick?
So there's like a few things I just tell someone, you know.
Just tell me when you want the slide to move.
Cool.
Okay?
Yeah, you can move one. My mentor created this. I didn't see it yet. It's pretty cool. But
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. What are some key approaches they can take to master their inner mindset, especially when confronted with fear or uncertainty? We said breath, but how can they reframe or address inner fears and doubts to stay focused and move forward through their goals in an actionable sense?
Yeah, so I guess, you know, one thing you can do is whenever you do feel fear or doubt, you can kind of take a step back and just ask yourself, what is this experience? Because people don't question their reality. They just, whatever thoughts arise, whatever feelings arise, they just accept it. And these thoughts and feelings were presented to you from someone else, right? And so if you just step back and just ask, like, what is fear made of? Like, can I see it? Can I touch it? Can I smell it? And when you kind of pull back the layer, you realize that all there is to the fear, really, fear is a sensation. It's like a bodily sensation. So the feeling of fear and the feeling of excitement, it's the exact same thing.
It does feel the same way.
Only difference is your thought that says, I'm excited, or your thought that says, I'm fearful. But if you just look at the raw sensation, it's the same thing, you know what I mean? And so, so in doing that, you step back away from just all the conditioning, and you go back into self. So I'm sorry, can you repeat the question one more time?
It's all right. You said exactly what you needed to say, but reframing the inner dialogue of fear.
Yeah.
Reframing that. How can you tell someone, how do you reframe fear?
Yeah. So, okay, cool. I lost my. So it goes back to like recognizing what is fear, right? When you ask yourself like, what is fear? It's a sensation, and then when you go to the sensation, you realize that there is no fear. So it's one of those things where you have to be willing to face the fear and not avoid it, right? Because a lot of times when we're anxious, worryful, or whatever, we're trying to avoid the situation. You might go out and go clubbing or go do drugs or do whatever just to take your attention away from that. But if you can just go straight towards it, you realize that one, what you thought fear was, it actually isn't that. It's just a sensation. It's just a bodily sensation. And then when you realize that that bodily sensation is tied to a thought, then it's like, well, I can just change this thought right now. Because there's only now. There's only the present moment. So I can just here and now change that thought. You get what I'm saying? And so, yeah, like just when it comes to fear, just really like investigate. Like find what is it made of. You know what I mean? Like, can I touch it? You can't touch fear.
You touch it.
Where's fear? Where can I touch it? You know what I mean? Can I see it? Smell it? Taste it? No. You can think of it though.
Right. You can't think yourself out of something very easily, and that's where distractions come in and not being able to focus. And when people focus on fear, they get distracted.
Oh my,
and talk themselves out of doing something, which is, a human thing.
I would say I feel like 85% of the population of Earth lives in like constant fear, from wake up to sleep every day for years, and then they wonder why their reality's not different. It's all up here.
We're gonna have to have you up here, Sandra.
She got it better than I.
She does.
No, Fear itself.
Fear itself. Yeah, so much wisdom. Okay. What are? Oh. I think I gave you the same question twice. Oh well. What 3 books or podcasts do you read or heard that changed you over time?
Funny story. One of the books is "Feeling is the Secret" by Neville Goddard.
Feeling is
the Secret. It's a great book. It just teaches you about how to use your attention, your thoughts, and your feeling to attract whatever goal you want. But it also brings you back to just understanding your true nature. But it's funny. So back in like 2019, I was doing network marketing, and I was part of a company called World Ventures or whatever. And so our objective was to get as many people out to events to just showcase like what the product was. I was supposed to either A, get someone to buy it, or B, get someone to join. You know what I mean? So it's one or the other. But there was a cool challenge of like February 2019 where everyone was in a group chat and we were all trying to, the goal was to show this video. It's like 10-minute video to as many people as possible. So if you didn't hit numbers for that day, you got crossed out. So every single day for like 2 weeks straight, I would go to like Prudential and just go network and meet people. And one of the people I met, right, I was walking store to store, and I walked into this one store. I seen like, 6 people standing there, and I seen a dude standing there, and they're all facing him. So I was like, all right, cool, he's the guy to talk to. So afterwards, I try to, approach him on, trying to get him to join the service, but he was like, no, dude, best way to make $1 million is through real estate and life insurance. So I was gonna leave and just say, hey man, I don't know you, I'm out, I'm never gonna see you again. But I had a book in my hand called Think and Grow Rich, and he saw the book and he read it already, so we started talking about it, and literally spent 45 minutes there just talking about knowledge and whatever. And I had no idea what that moment was. It's just looking back, it's like, oh, okay. Right. But yeah, so after those 45 minutes of just talking, I was on my way to leave, and he said, yo, I got 2 books for you to read. One of them is called Feelings the Secret by Neville Goddard. Another one is called The Holographic Universe or whatever. So I get home, I'm thinking I'm never seeing him again. I open the DM, I read Feelings the Secret, and that completely changed my reality, because it just brought more attention to how you are in control of every moment. And so ever since then, came back, like he's been my boy, and he's just been my mentor ever since. But yeah, Feelings the Secret is like the #1 book, and I got that from him. You know what I mean? It's like the crutch.
Well, talking about your mentor, is this for Jeff we're talking about?
Jeff, yeah.
Well, Jeff would have been here, but he's now, where is he at right now?
No, North Carolina.
North Carolina. So I hope he's watching our live. By the way, it's live, ladies and gentlemen. So. Yeah. So Jeff, you go to it for advice, and what was the recommendations that he told you to live a more productive lifestyle?
Okay, for sure. So yo, do you have the video set up by any chance?
Just the PowerPoint. Hold on, let me check the video.
Okay, now take your time.
But I know you said with Jeff, there was this thing that we talked about, and you wrote in how many books?
Yeah. You wrote a lot of books.
You wrote in a lot of books.
Something like that. I got you. Just patience.
Yeah, we're ready on the video.
Okay. Yeah. So, wait. Can you? I'll let you know when to play. I just wanted to set it up.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
No, you good. Yeah. So So COVID happened, like March. I swear it was like today, 5 years ago. Yeah, so today's March 20th, right? I remember, so when I first met Jeff, it was 2019 in Boston, but he had to take a flight back to where he was from, so I didn't see him. But there was a point where when COVID happened, March of 2020, I got on a phone call with him, and I was just sharing with him my goals and my objectives, and he was just, helping me out or whatever. And up to that point, everyone in my reality, I was sharing with them my goals, but like, no one believed me. You know what I mean? They just thought I was just talking. You know what I mean? Because up to that point, I would say I'm gonna do something, but never do it. So it's like I have all this vision, but no one believed in me except myself. But I shared it with my mentor. I shared it with my mentor Jeff, and he listened, and he was like, "Is this it? Is this all you want?" I was like, "What?" I was like, I never got that response before. It's like, well, if this is it, then how are you gonna get it? I was like, I don't know. He was like, all right, cool, you gotta figure that out. And then he hung up the phone. And then like not even 2 minutes later, he calls me back. He's like, yo, get up. He's like, yo, go to a wall right now. Touch the wall. And like, I touched the wall, right? And then he said, cool, now close your eyes and see that same wall and touch it. But not with your physical hands, but with your imaginary hands. And I did that. And I was like, yo, it feels just as real. It's just a feeling, but it's just like I can feel the concrete wall. And he's like, yeah, that's what we're gonna use to get these goals into fruition. And so I didn't see it back then, but that was the first day of our consistent back-to-back for 3 years straight. Every single day, did not miss a day, just talking about consciousness, reality, money, self-development, self-awareness. And in doing so, over time, we developed a set of, teachings or just guidelines.
Consulting.
Or just, yeah. And it's called Knowing Is. And the whole point of Knowing Is just to get you back into your true self. And from there, experience reality for whatever you want for it, you know what I mean? But
whatever reality means to you.
Exactly. Just go for it. But yeah, so I was gonna say, you can play the video, but I'll just watch it. So around the time I met Jeff, I was sharing my goals, but I think it was August 14, 2019, I started journaling, and I would put down my affirmations and my objectives and my goals and whatever books I was reading. And within a year straight, I ended up getting about 18 notebooks filled of just like my goals and objectives. And so I ended up sharing with him that. And I have these dream journals, I guess, and just put like crazy amounts of like focus on this. And in doing that, over time, just talking every day and writing, we were able to like consolidate teaching that could be for everyone. Doesn't matter if you're religious or not, atheist or not, you're a scientist, you're whatever. It's like, this is just absolute truth, and this is for everyone. But if you can go to the second slide, I'll just one more. One more.
You mean forward or backward?
Yeah, forward.
Forward.
Yeah. Cool. So this is one of the notebooks that I had, and this was like in 2020 when I was writing this. So these were like all my goals and objectives at the time that I shared with Jeff. So up to that point, he was like, "All right, dude, this is how you got to do it." But at the time in 2020, I was not a videographer. I had like one camera, but I didn't know what to do with it. One of my goals was to become a videographer and run a company. And so we ended up doing that. Like, we're working on that right now, and it's like fruition. But if you can just move to like one more slide. So this is cool, right? This is back in 2020. One of my objectives was to be a speaker too. So I wrote out the affirmation, right? It's like, I am a worldwide speaker. People hire me to speak about the power of manifestation. And then I let myself instructions. Place yourself in the imagination. See the audience as you speak. Feel the experience. See the audience come up to you afterwards. Feel your enthusiasm. Use your imagination. And so for days, on weeks, on years and years, I would just consciously just visualize this stuff. And even at the time, I was like, it's not gonna happen. Like the reality didn't, the physical world didn't say it was gonna happen, but I just believed it. And then within due time, we met Marlena, and she brought me out here. It's just like, You know, and it's just everything just like comes into fruition. You know what I mean? But yeah. So I think
I love that you said dream journal because it brings me back to my childhood with Sharkborn Lava Girl with the dream journal. I don't know if anyone knows that, but that definitely spoke volumes to me. Well, this is why I even brought him along, everyone, because that's real stuff. You can't go back in time, 2019, and write 2019 in 19 books. That's amazing, Friedrich. Thank you for sharing that. Is there anybody in the audience that would like to give Friedrich any questions? My man over there. And we'll come to you, honey.
Oh, we got a mic for you, bro. It's like I'm fed, Baz. How you doing?
Like I'm fed.
How you been, man?
I started recently using breathing in my daily life. Before I tried the mindfulness, but I noticed when I implement with the breathing, I started getting in tune with certain things within myself, you know?
For sure.
Like, example, I recently realized anxiety, when I'm anxious, I have a breath. I have a different type. When I'm happy, I have a different type of breath. Like, different state, depending how I'm feeling, have different type of, and sometimes I notice that my breath feels restricted in certain situations, especially if you feel anxious. But it's almost like one of those things, if you're not in tune with it, you would not realize it when you're tense, you know? So my question is, how have you used your breath in your own practice to help you in different scenario or?
Yeah, for sure. You know, it's funny you mentioned there's like, you know, when you're feeling different things, you breathe differently. You'll notice that whenever you are most anxious or just uneasy, you're not breathing deeply into your stomach. Like, you're not breathing deeply into your lungs. You're just taking shallow breaths. And so, you know, I'm not too religious, but I'm very in tune. And if you look at the word spirit, if you look up the etymology of it, it simply means the breath of God. And so when you breathe, you're just knowing spirit. You know what I mean? And that's why when you look at the word spirit and respiration, it's the same thing. Spiration, respirate, you know what I'm saying? And so what I would do is I would just always, first and foremost, just examine how am I breathing here and now? Like, am I focusing on my breath or am I focusing on a negative thought or a positive thought? Like, what am I focusing on? And then when I realize that, all right, cool, I wasn't focusing on my breath, now let me focus on it, I get more conscious. And so now I start to breathe deeper and like I'm more present with my breath. You know what I'm saying? Just like that, right? And so in doing that, it takes your attention away from the story. And when you constantly just bring in more breath or more spirit or more life force, you'll be like more inspired. You'll be more open and creative. But the thing is, like, if you're in a fearful state, just look at how you're breathing. Just notice how you're breathing. You ever notice when you go running, you feel really good? Why? Because you're breathing. You know what I mean? You're breathing. So if you can just notice the power of breath, because again, I dare you, bro, stop breathing for 10 minutes, bro. I bet you $1 million, dude, you can't do that. Like, come on. It's like, so it's like if you put more importance on the breath, then you get a deeper realization of what you are. You know what I mean? Because that breath takes you away from the story. It takes you away from the lies that you tell yourself. It brings you back to the presence, the here and now, and your true nature. You know what I mean? So that's that's what I do for sure. But yeah.
We have one more question over here.
What's up, man?
So I got fat, man.
I'm kidding, man. So I got fat, dog.
We both Haitian. I just figured that out. Anyways, so actually I wrote my question down because I wanted to remember it. While you were talking about fears, I'm actually, a little quick story while I open my notebook. I'm afraid of height, but I jumped out of an airplane in the military for funds. So.
You're so tall, bro. Afraid of yourself?
I know, right? So the question I wanted to ask, right? So you talked a lot about fighting your fears, right, and facing your fears. Now, is it so much fighting or is it understanding where your fears lie, right? Because the biggest thing to me while jumping out of a perfectly good airplane was literally, understanding, hey, there is, the reality of it, like you're saying. And I just wanted you to kind of touch on that, whether you really meant like fight and going against it, or just understanding the, situation where you're in.
It's crazy. I don't even remember using the word fight.
Well, you
but
use the word
facing.
face.
Yeah. So, yeah, when you face, right, when you face the fear, it's an acknowledgement that it's there. There's something present. You know what I'm saying? There's something that I'm avoiding. But when you acknowledge the fear, it gives you the chance to just step back and observe, well, one, what is fear? And two, am I avoiding something in my reality that's causing a fear? Or am I, why is the fear present? And you start asking yourself all these questions. But I wouldn't say it's more of I wouldn't say it's a fighting thing, but it's more of a like unifying. 'Cause it's like you gotta be one with the fear to let it go. Oh, you just gotta go towards it. It's like, oneness. Because if it's going against, then that creates two things. So that's separation. It creates two things. But if you go towards, it's one. It's unification. And then from there, you can dissolve it. Dissolve the fear. And it's the dissolving of the fear is just recognizing that what's there to fear? There's nothing to fear except maybe like there's a lion in front of you. Then that's like real fear. But outside of that, everything else is just mental ideas that we've been fabricating ourselves for like over the last, whatever. You know what I mean? But yeah, fear is tricky too, because it's one of those things where we all feel it, right? We all have fear no matter what it is. Fear of loss of a job, or fear of change of reality, change of whatever. And so instead of like going out and trying to chase something to avoid the fear, you just go straight at it. And then realize that all those things you're using to avoid, you don't even want to do, because you're not full, like you're not void. You're not recognizing the ignorance that you were once a part of, you know what I mean? Yeah. I don't know if that makes part. Cool, for sure, yeah.
If anybody wants to jump out of a plane, I recommend.
Question.
Another question.
Hello.
How you doing?
Hi, I'm good. I have a question. I'm very intrigued about your dream book diary. I really felt for a long time that I was the only one having lucid dreams. I am also an artist. I illustrate my dreams because it's so real. It's called lucid dreaming, if you guys know the terminology. I go in there and I have this whole world to explore, and I know that I'm dreaming, and I can feel things, I can see things, I can taste things. And sometimes when I take a nap, I actually use the military tactic in order to go into this dreamland. If I wanted to, I could do it.
Yeah.
So I also have these books that decipher different elements in your dreams. How do you decipher your dreams, and how do you apply that to your goals?
Yeah. I wouldn't say I'm someone who deciphers my dreams. If I have a dream, it just happens, right? I'm experiencing it. But I would say there's a funny thing about dreams, right? I'm gonna ask you this. Have you ever had like one of those dreams that you only knew was a dream because you woke up, right? It was like super real, super intense, super just in your face. And then you realize it was a dream because you woke up, right?
Yes.
It was almost like you were awake or aware in that space.
Yes.
And then ask yourself, when you experience that dream, is it the same thing as this? You're just seeing and hearing and touching.
That's what I'm saying.
And tasting and smelling.
Yeah.
And then you have a sensation of a body, and then you have thoughts, right?
I don't want to.
All right, we could go.
One-on-one, we would have a very long conversation, but science-wise, they are saying that this is a simulation, and you are able to create your own reality.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
So, and just so you know, the people in this room, we should be very grateful because there's only so much of us that are having higher consciousness. And we face a lot of challenges every day because there are people who are not consciousness. And I think that this is just what we have to face, and this is why we should all support each other and level up, you can say.
Facts. But no, I was gonna say one more point though, right? So when you wake up from the dream and you come here, right? You're here, and you go to sleep and you wake up. And it's just like a moving back and forth. That's all. This is really just a dream. But unfortunately, we've been conditioned to believe that it's real life. It's just a dream. So if you wake up from this dream, you can do whatever you want, just like a mental dream or like a dream at night. You can do whatever you want if you feel it and believe it. That's it. That's a fact.
Just the other day, I learned something about, the Matrix trilogy. I'm not saying that I'm not talking about how great it is. I'm talking about how it affected people. There's actually a syndrome called the Matrix theory in the court system because people have been convinced that this reality is actually a matrix. And there was actually an individual that was so convinced that in order for him to test the matrix, he actually had to, I don't want to get into it, he did something very bad to his parents, and he's now in jail. And this completely shattered his reality and everything like that. So I just wanted to add that.
Hey, what's up? It was I love your
man. How
talk.
you doing,
You and I have the same background. In 2018, I was in MLM as well, and
Was it World
went
Ventures?
down the whole rabbit hole of this whole consciousness stuff. And I got a specific question for you, and I've always been meaning to ask this for somebody like you and for other people in this room as well. Since we're aware of this consciousness stuff and we do the breathing, we do the work, right? Have you ever came across a period of your time where you kind of sit there and you kind of question reality, and then at the same time get a little bit of depression because it's like you're in your own world, but at the same time you're one with everything at the same time, but there's other people around you who don't really know what you're going through, and you can't really share that and replicate that with other people, and even if you try to explain it, they won't get it because you get it, but they don't get it. But they get their own version of that getting, if you know what I'm saying. So it's kind of like, how do you deal with that? Do you ever get depressed? And if you do, how do you get out of that rut of feeling I'm alone, but I'm not? That's why I love these networking events, by the way, because this is lit. So it's like, how do you get out of that? And what are some of your activities? Like for me, right now, what works for me is cold exposure and also some saunas and journaling in a sauna. Cold plunges.
Oh, man, those are crazy, dude.
But I want to know what you have that you do to kind of get like, okay, let me just calm down. This is just the reality of it. And you just kind of go with the flow. How do you go with the flow?
How do I go with the flow? That's a fun question. But I would say to answer your first part, definitely back in the day, like 2019, there was a sense of just, I don't know, insecurity or depression, you can say that, because I'm on this path, just learning all this stuff, but no one around me was even caring about this. So I'm just, I know I was annoying my friends because I would just always be talking about it, but I'm just always talking about it. But like, they can talk about it for maybe 5 minutes and just go to like talk about Kanye or something, right? So I was at the point where I was like, damn, I don't even know what I could do. So I just like locked in. But in terms of, especially with what I learned from my mentor, a lot of the depression comes from, 100% of it comes from believing that you are a separate being. Believing that you have an identity that's separate from everybody else. Right? That creates immediate separation where I am here and there's an other over there. And so now you're judging yourself, you're judging the experience, like, you know what I mean? You're creating a separation. And again, reality is seamless, so there's not supposed to be that separation there. And so I know a lot of times when we're living from the point of view of really believing yourself to be, what's your name? Vlad, right? Like, you have a story in your mind that says Vlad is like, I'm Vlad. And Vlad is really real. But like, what is Vlad? Like, you ever question that? Like, what is Vlad? You know what I'm saying? Like, who is Vlad? Where is Vlad? And then, just a side note, notice how like your thoughts, right? You can hear my voice right now. I'm speaking to you. Your thought is just a voice in your head. it's not you, it's just a voice. But you've conditioned that voice to make you believe that you are the voice. But you're just the one listening to the voice. And so when you believe yourself to be the voice, then you're going to believe whatever it says. And you're going to just fall into a constant state of separation, just constant state of fear, and just always judging yourself and others, and just staying in that state because you're just listening to these shitty thoughts, excuse my language. Yeah, and you're just listening to these shitty thoughts. But that's one point of view we're looking at, right? The character. But when you take your attention away from the thought and back into the breath, you go to just pure presence, here and now. And then as you're doing this, notice your thoughts. See what your thoughts are saying. But don't follow them, just listen to them. And then go back into just the breath, right? Go back into the sensation of the breath. Like right now, right? Take a deep breath. And then exhale. And notice the sensation, right? Do it again. The sensation, and then the hold, and then the exhale. Notice that when you do that, you can't think at the same time. And so if you focus on that wholeheartedly, then what story do you have? You're just, I don't have a word for it, but there's plenty of words, but you're just awareness, you're just consciousness, you're just higher self, you're just the universe, whatever you want to say. Where there's no story, it's just pure presence, pure being. And so when you do that, you know your true nature. You know that you're not a separate being, but you're just awareness that's aware of everything happening at one time. You get what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Yeah, exactly. You get aware of you're aware of that. You're aware that I'm not a body, I'm not a mind. I'm that which is aware of a body and aware of a mind. And then when you go in deeper investigation of what that awareness is, like for instance, right now, I just noticed you're just aware of this experience. You're just aware of seeing, right? Aren't you? You're just aware of hearing, you're tasting, touching, smelling. Oh, word? What? It's what? Oh, word. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. But I lost my train of thought. But yeah, whenever you go back to just being aware, right? You're aware of seeing and hearing and touching and tasting, smelling. Step back, and then right now you're aware of all that. But notice how you're just aware of being aware. When you do that, you found yourself. And you don't gotta go on a mountain to become a Buddhist. You ain't gotta do like all. Just you found yourself. You found what every philosopher has been looking for. Every scientist throughout the ages has been looking for. You found yourself. It's just being aware. So it's like when you're stuck in the character, you're gonna feel depressed all the time. But when you know your true nature, then what depression? You're everything. You're whatever. You're love. You're light. You're life. And then from there, you take that and take it to a thought that you want, and you say that. So I hope that answered the question. Solid. Yeah.
Was there any other questions? Yeah?
Wait, I'm sorry. Can you say that again? I can't really hear you. Hold on.
I'm so intrigued about everything you're saying. I'm so sorry. What you're talking about, the consciousness in your brain, that is called an inner monologue. And guess what? 80% of the public do not have inner monologues. So you're walking with zombies.
Is that true? They're just walking like...
20% of us has consciousness going on. We have a voice in our head that talks to us. Do you guys have a voice in your head that talks to you?
That's a thought.
Exactly. And not all of us have a thought. Not all of us has a consciousness telling us, no, you shouldn't do this, or having a conversation. Please check it up. Go on Google and see.
Because it's part of your experience to have thought. Like it's like part of the experience, even if you're not
not
recognizing it.
Not everyone has a consciousness. If you are able to dive deep into science, not everyone has this consciousness. I believe everyone in this room does have a consciousness. That's why we're all here in this room, because we want to level up. We want to embrace our intelligence. And what does intelligence mean? It means to have an open mind, and that's why we're here today. So I'm glad that I am we are all together here. But it's just a fun fact. So this is why we always are facing challenges, because we're meant to face challenges because we have it in us to face challenges, and we should change the world.
Speaking of that, I'm gonna challenge you on that fact because I do not think that. I think everyone has a voice, even if it's so low that they don't hear it. It's just a thought. You know what I mean? Yeah, go ahead.
I study neuroscience, and that is very true. But my question was, as someone who is also into philosophy, theology, and everything related in between, I know it's hard to write down all your thoughts or organize them as they come to you. How do you organize your thoughts or communicate them clearly, especially to someone who may not know what you're talking about or who doesn't believe the extent of what you're trying to get across?
Yeah. So I guess organizing my thoughts, I just go to what I've been doing. I would like to journal, and I'll take the time just to go back into like a present state, and then from there, I'm not really consciously thinking. I'm just watching my hand move on a paper. And then when I go back and I read what I wrote, it's like, okay, cool, this is fire. But, another conscious step I would do is, so when me and my mentor, we got on the phone calls for like 2 or 3 years straight, just talking about reality or whatever, these conversations would be like 2 hours. So I recorded it on my iPhone, and so I'd have like all these tracks. And then I would re-listen to it and find like maybe 15, 30, 45, a minute, second clips, and then just take that. I don't have it on me, I thought I had it, but I would put it on an iPod. I would put it on an iPod, and I would just listen to that. I would go to sleep listening to it. I'd wake up listening to it. I'd go jog and listen to it. And it just helped like really align with what we were learning or what I was learning at that point. But that's, organizing your thoughts is really just stepping back and noticing what you're already thinking. And doing that, noticing what constant thoughts you are having, you are able to, like, if you write that down, just journal, like, what are the thoughts you have every day? Like, what do you believe about yourself? You put all that on paper, then you have a different perspective of your thoughts. And from there, you can go out and write new thoughts and organize new thoughts, you know what I mean? So writing is big for me. And I'll do meditation too. I don't do this every day. I know my mentor's seeing this, he's gonna laugh, but I tell him I wake up every day at 4:30. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But I wake up at like 4:30. Like the other day I woke up at 4:30, it was super windy. I just went outside at 4:30 in the morning, super windy, I just sat outside. No music, no nothing, just the wind. And it was super windy. And in doing that, I was just, all the thoughts, all these Friedrichs disappeared. I was just in the moment, here and now, you know what I'm saying? One with reality, one with nature. And so meditation is really big. Like when you're meditating, what I like to do is focus on the breath and just realize that you're just hearing thoughts or just hearing voices. And then it's like, if you're hearing a negative voice, what's stopping you from hearing a positive voice? Like, it's just a choice. Like, we can all have the thought that I am great right now. Okay, so just continue that thought on. There's nothing stopping you. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, meditation, reading, and writing for sure. Yeah. And the iPod. Yeah. Those organize my thoughts.
Well, thank you for those questions. Friedrich, how can people get in contact with you or get more of this information about Nova Fly?
So I follow me on personally on Instagram. It's Damn Friedrich. It's DAMN FRIEDRICH. Damn Friedrich. And then the movement page is just Nova Fly. KNOVAFLY. But so me and my business partner, we started this Discord channel where we just have people out who are in the space and just we have conscious talks with everyone, and we have like one-on-one consultation too. So we have a Discord channel. It's just Nova Fly. But I can if you guys are interested, you just ask me and I can just give more information about that.
which he is open to people being in the Discord. And, you know, if you want to have one-on-one consultations, I've had one. You know, I know Jasmine has had one in the past with him as well. So he's open to getting to know people on a deeper, substantial level. And I believe, you know, even if it's just for one question or you're curious, you know, Friedrich is that person, and he is open to want to know, you know, what you would, like we said, that missing link, right? Perfect. Well, thank you, Friedrich.
For sure.
It's been amazing.
Thank you for having me.
So now that we've heard our incredible speakers, it's time for the audience to put everything into action. Networking isn't about meeting people. It's about connecting with intention. During this last hour, we encourage you to introduce yourself with purpose. Shake people's hands, say your first and last name, and act like you want to get to know these people, okay? It's very important to do that. Everyone's important, no matter what you do. Find at least one person you can help. Generosity is key. Networking isn't just about what you gain, but what you can contribute, right? Often enough, we come to these events and like we're taking from these hardworking people. But what can you do for them? What can you offer them? That's the most important thing. And stepping out of your comfort zone. Engage with someone new. Exchange insights and build relationships that extend beyond just tonight. As we move through this networking seminar, reflect on what you've learned. Growth starts with action, and every conversation you have tonight has the potential to unlock new doors. Thank you all for being here and making the Nouveau Networking Seminar a memorable event. Let's learn, connect, and elevate together. Thank you, everyone. Down does close, okay? It is closed at the moment, but upstairs, party all night long, baby, okay? They close at 2 a.m. If you can't, you can leave down, but you don't gotta leave the building, okay? You can't, yeah, what she said. You can't stay in down, but you can go upstairs. Thank you, everyone. Drive safely.
Are you staying for the networking event?
Okay, we are back at Down Ultra Lounge, wrapping everything up. It was a little longer than we expected, but that's how it works sometimes, and that's okay. We've still got a lot of people out there having a good time and enjoying themselves, including Marlena. This is the first time we've done this, obviously, and we have a little, growing pains. We have a few growing pains, but we're gonna get the kinks out. But overall, it was a very good night. People are going to be, now networking and talking to each other, and I'm going to be sitting here talking to myself pretty much because they're all going to be doing, their thing right now, which is fine. So we want to thank everyone for coming down tonight and for joining us for this event. And we know that, your time is valuable, and we want to make sure that we use that time appropriately. And, hey, next time, hopefully you can come down and join us in person. And if not, just let us know, and you can take a look at the broadcast at any point in time. Hopefully we can do a live broadcast for the next one too. It depends on the location, obviously. Sometimes things are a little bit more difficult than other times. But this was a pretty great location, Down Ultra Lounge, which is underneath Howl at the Moon in Boston, the financial district, and great place to go if you want to see some live music. It's just fun. People need to have some fun once in a while. It's not all about work. You need to get out there and just relax and enjoy yourself every now and then. All right, so hey, thanks for coming in and coming out, and also joining us online tonight. We had a good time, and we hope you did too. All right, that's it. Joshua's already left the building, and I'm going to pack it up and get a bite to eat and enjoy meeting a few people. So have a good night, everyone. Have a great weekend. It's springtime, folks. Today's the day. It's springtime. It's time to get out and flex those muscles that you haven't used in 3 or 4 months, thanks to the weather, and experience some life again. All right, so that's it from Down Ultra Lounge and Nouveau Networking. Take care.